Nice and mineralized, but at the same time nice and cold as well too. Is there a supplement to cure vertigo? There's no supplement to cure vertigo. Vertigo is actually happens due to oxalates. A lot of oxalate intake. That's funny. I had my phone on the plug. It didn't even charge. So a lot of the oxalates cause crystals, and these crystals they end up building up in the back of, well, kind of, it's almost between the ear canals, and that's why you end up losing balance. So the only way you can do it, there's actually an exercise you can do where you can actually disrupt the crystals. But what prevents crystals from building up is magnesium. Magnesium is the only supplement that will prevent that. And sometimes, if you end up eating a specific food that has high oxalates, you just have to eat a lot of cheese with it. So the calcium in the cheese will bind to the oxalates. And hey, Ritik, how are you? So oxalates are found in a lot of the vegetables, very high in vegetables. So you have to almost kind of limit the amount of the vegetables, especially spinach, beets, broccoli, cauliflower. A lot of these vegetables are very, very rich in oxalates. A lot of the seeds as well too. So there's a lot of that stuff you have to kind of almost stay away from if you could. Hey, Ritik, thanks so much for the comment. Broccoli has a lot of oxalate. How about green beans? Same with green beans, anti-nutrient effect. And as well, it does have some phytic acid and some oxalates. So you have to kind of stay away from that stuff, guys. If you cannot get away from it, add some cheese. Get yourself some good quality import cheese. Even having an ounce, the calcium in the cheese will bind through the oxalates and won't allow to actually go through the kidneys and cause issues. Another thing you can do is sometimes magnesium citrates breaks down the oxalates effect as well. So a lot of these things they do help. You just have to, you have to kind of be knowledgeable of how much you should consume because you don't want to overdo it. Like a lot of the stuff contains oxalates. It depends on your body whether you kind of have enough magnesium to actually break them apart or not. As you can see, like I go through a bottle probably in about like 3 weeks. I'm constantly drinking magnesium every single day. Even thought I don't eat a lot of greens, I still consume a lot of the magnesium just in case to make sure everything is good because oxalates is actually found in everything we eat. But it's very, very high in a lot of the vegetables. Kevin, cheers. Thanks so much for the comment. Magnesium oil works. Magnesium oil works not bad. Very small absorption, but it works not bad. Same with the spray as well. Hey, you're the guy from The Walking Dead. Maybe. I could be. 100%. My beard is getting white. I gotta color it. Dye it. Come on, coffee. The water's taking a very long time to boil. Master Hamja. My 12 years old severe allergies. Allergies are caused by an issue with citric acid found in the food. So you have to kind of, anything that is processed, fermented, anything like that, you have to stay away from. Beard looks lovely. Thank you, Vani. Magnesium citrate corrects for oxalate. Yes, it helps with the oxalates. Just keep in mind, citrate is citric acid. Citric acid is what causes a lot of allergies. So you guys have to be careful of how much you take. And you have to make sure to get a certificate of analysis to make sure. How old are you? Looking good. Today I woke up, I felt like I was 25. So I'm sticking with 25 today. Tomorrow, who knows? Maybe I could be in my early 40s tomorrow. So every day it varies. But yesterday was good, so I actually had not bad of a good sleep. Kinda. Where do you live? In Canada. I'm also the guy following you with the copper and zinc. It works. Awesome. That's good to hear, Kevin. Hey, Iket Joe, how are ya? And guys, look for my video later on today on YouTube. I'm gonna show you how you guys can make a nice kind of like a chocolate mousse from eggs. We're gonna boil some eggs. We're gonna use some cocoa butter and cacao and MCT oil and maybe a tablespoon of honey, or you can use GABA if you want. Not GABA, glycine if you want. Hey, Bimsara, how are ya? I'd bet you in 1 versus 1. How you doing? Doing good? You're only as old as you feel. 100%. Cheers to that. I think the water's starting to boil, so this way I can heat up my cup. So far for the past like 4 days, every single cup of coffee I've been making hasn't been tasting so good. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm still having constant reflux and stomach ache, yet no H. pylori. It's your pancreas. It's not always, we can't really always blame it on H. pylori. If you have acid reflux, it's your food that you're eating. You're not taking digestive enzymes possibly, and you're not actually practicing food combining. Food combining is very essential. Can you please say hi? Hey Brittany, how are ya? Free Palestine, hi. I don't know. Come on, coffee. Tastes good. We need it to taste good today. If it doesn't taste good, I'm giving up. Can you talk about your carbohydrates reload on weekends? Yeah, for sure. So what I do is, wait, I'm just gonna wait till my coffee finishes so you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me good? Sandra, give me a thumbs up. So in regards to my carb load that I do, so I follow a strict carnivore diet 6 days a week. So guys, I only eat 2 meals a day. I don't eat no bullshit 5 meals or 4 meals or nothing like that, like bodybuilders or people that train, they do. I don't believe in that. I think 1 or 2 meals a day is plenty enough. My first meal and second meal are usually very similar, where I would only have 1 pound of meat and anywhere between 3 to 5 eggs for breakfast. For my first meal and my second meal as well. 1 pound of meat, anywhere between 3 to 4 eggs, and sometimes I would throw in a couple pieces of garlic, and sometimes I throw in maybe an onion. The only reason I do that because I like the sulfur. The sulfur is good to kind of maintain arterial flexibility. Okay, so that's my main meals. Now I do this 6 days a week, and on my 7th day, which is what I call the carb load, because I don't eat a lot of fat, and I don't eat any carbohydrates throughout the day, so my body becomes depleted. And what I've noticed is in myself, I don't know about other people, I was losing a lot of muscle mass. So the only way I can compensate for that, especially because right now in the summertime I do work quite a bit. Give me a second, let me blend it in. So the onions and the garlic that I use, the garlic, I ferment them. I haven't fermented for more than a year. The onions, when I cook them, I barely cook them. Like barely. Like we're talking probably put them on with MCT oil for about a minute, or a suet for about a minute. That's about it. So when my carb load comes in, usually my first meal of the day will still be high protein, high fat, eggs and meat. Now my second meal will be just strictly carbohydrates, so I can refuel my glycogen storage. And the carbohydrates I consume is anywhere between 2.5 grams to 7 grams per 1 pound of body weight. So if you weigh like 100 pounds, you have to figure that out, or 150 pounds, you have to figure that out. So I could be consuming up in the upper 1500 calories per that one meal of carbohydrate, and that's it. And that's how I do it. And that's how I refuel my glycogen storage. It's that simple. But I only do this once a week. Okay, guys, I don't do it daily or nothing. Now, if I'm eating anything, if I was gonna teach you guys how to do this chocolate mousse, for example, keep in mind the chocolate mousse is just strictly pure fat. So there's no carbohydrates in it or nothing. Sometimes will put a teaspoon of honey, but if you don't put a teaspoon of honey, then you can use glycine. Glycine is an amino acid. It does have a sweet flavor to it, sweet taste to it. So it's not bad, but throughout the week I eat no simple carbohydrates whatsoever. The only time I eat this the simple carbohydrates just with last meal of the day. It'll be like a Saturday night or a Friday night, and that's how I can actually boost my glycogen storage. Actually, let's sit here. When I finish coffee, I'll go outside. Please, what should I do to heal my pancreas? Book a time with me, then we can talk about it. Because you're not going to be able to heal your pancreas by just adjusting some of the food. There's some supplements you'll have to take. Do you feel really crummy on those reload days? No, I don't actually. I feel fine because my body's used to it. And I keep it simple. I only eat like a specific simple carbs would be white rice. It has the least anti-nutrient effect. Now, if I do eat anything else, let's say, once in a while I say, I cheat, have like a ice cream or whatever, that's when I do feel off a bit the next day. But usually I keep it very simple, just, white rice, and that's about it. I even bought some sourdough because some guys wanted me to do like a pizza. I haven't had pizza for 10 years, but I haven't had a chance yet. Hey, thanks, Pranav. You say that magnesium supplement may help with arrhythmia. It does, yes. If you read my ebook, it does. Just keep in mind, guys, like a lot of this stuff, like especially with magnesium, it is gonna take time to actually saturate. Some people get saturated very fast. Some people take a lot longer, and sometimes the saturation happens of magnesium to fix heart arrhythmia and other issues is because your digestion is because of your small intestine is not actually absorbing as much magnesium as it should. And could be many factors. Could be your enzymes are not that great, your pH level is not the best. It could be many things. So don't just blame it on the magnesium that it's not working. The magnesium will work. You just have to be very patient, and you have to actually let your system start to kind of heal itself. And trust me, it took years. It took years for you guys to become that way. So it might take sometimes years to actually heal. I'm just made some coffee. Gonna go sit outside here in a minute. I only did a little bit of work today. I didn't feel like doing much around here. I just wanted to kind of sit and relax. I wish I had a swimming pool. It would be nice. Because Duke been spending all his time in the pond. My migraines stopped when I started taking magnesium. I had horrible migraines. Couldn't work. Now I'm fine. Perfect. Yeah, magnesium helps with that. Hello, what can I take for bone health? Phosphorus and magnesium and borax. Did you get the septic plumbing figured out? Yeah, I got it working, Jimmy. Everything is working. We tested it out. All that stuff. I covered most of it. I just have to finish the other end, and I should be good to go. Good to go. Drop the phone. Let's fix it up again. There's no arsenic in white rice. There's arsenic in brown rice. That's why I don't recommend brown rice. There's no such thing as an inherited high cholesterol. It's less than 1%. And if the doctor is telling you you have inherited cholesterol, it's because he doesn't know how to fix it, and he doesn't. They have to blame it on something. And sometimes it's nothing to do with the cholesterol. Bee pollen making me sleepy. That's why you take it at night, because it could spike the insulin level a bit. Hey Maurice, good morning. I'm taking beef liver capsule. Is there anything I should take with that? Beef liver? Well, just make sure there's some fat, so you're taking it with food. Keeps you in good shape as well, and it keeps your system going. What is the current time in Canada? It's 2 p.m. right now. Something wrong with my phone. Yeah, if you're taking the liver, just make sure you're taking it with your meals, not on an empty stomach. So sometimes it's all about, the bioavailability, right? Yeah, my screen is so dark I can barely see. I don't know why. Do you like olive oregano? I have some, and I use it only as an emergency, Jimmy. 100%. It's one of the best things for antibacterial. Make sure you put a couple of drops under your tongue. Keep in mind, we get a lot of wild oregano growing here, and I actually collect them. So it's really, really good for you. Been carnivore 6 months, but my blood result so low sodium. Even thought I take electrolytes. You're probably not eating enough salt with your intake. And plus, keep in mind, when you are in a carnivore, you do lose a lot of fluids. So you lose a lot of fluids, you lose a lot of sodium. What do you recommend for constipation? Dietary changes causes this usually. Dietary changes, water fluctuation, and lack of digestive enzymes. Hey user, how's it going? How do you dose it? I heard no more than 10 days because it's a very strong antibiotics. I use it right now only for when in an emergency, but usually every time I use it, I only use it for about 3 days, and I cycle off because it does have a very strong antibacterial effect, and it will actually conflict with your digestive juices. So you don't want to overdo it. Sometimes you buy a small bottle, and that small bottle could last you like almost a year or so, because that depends how much you use it. I'm having hives very frequently. From what? Something is off? Is it something you're taking, or just something recently? No, yeah, Chris, Trump is still alive. I don't know why you put that message there. Do you know anything about wild ghost pipe? Wild ghost pipe? Do you know anything about wild ghost pot? No, I haven't. I gotta look into it. How to lower blood pressure. Book a time with me or download my ebook on how to lower blood pressure. I take a lot of not lemon water. Is that bad? I take a lot of hot lemon. Why hot? L-theanine or L-tyrosine, what's the difference? L-theanine will actually, they're both almost similar. See, the L-tyrosine is gonna actually balance your thyroid, is gonna balance your cognition and stuff. L-theanine is gonna activate your dopamine brain and put you in a good mood. They both work very, very similar. Do you worry about the parasites in our water? No, I don't. Hey Chris, you're gonna continue talking about politics and stuff? Probably this is not the right place for it. And we can't talk about politics or anything like that, and I won't. So please, either you stop or you leave the channel or go somewhere else and talk about it. Anthony, how are you? I was told lemon water causes sugar spike. Only if you actually exceed the 5 grams of intake of the lemon. It should not really conflict with your insulin sugar. My blood pressure is lower than it's ever been. 3.5 weeks into carnivore. That's awesome, JD. Continue at it. You're gonna notice a huge difference. A lot of things are gonna change in your body now, because you're giving your body what is mostly bioavailable. That's awesome. Great job. Continue at it. Stay strong. What's the best magnesium to take out of all of them, sir? Appreciate you, and also subscribe. You need to take magnesium ionic chloride. The only reason I say magnesium ionic chloride because it's the only form that is actually found in our water, and found in our food, and it's not heavily processed like any other magnesium. So there's no heavily processed or made by men. So that's the one you need to take, but you need to actually saturate your body. And there's only one company that makes it right now. It's from Australia. I have the link in my profile bio. It does say on it magnesium mineral, and it does have electrolytes in it. So it has the proper balance of electrolytes, sodium, potassium, magnesium, all the correct formula, and it has plus 70 plus minerals. What's your thoughts on berberine for high cholesterol? Berberine will never lower your cholesterol. Berberine will actually prevent your body from being insulin resistance, and it prevents your cholesterol from oxidizing. So it's not so much about lowering your cholesterol, it's about preventing it from oxidizing. A great content, followed you for a long time now. Anthony, thank you. Cheers. Thanks so much. I really appreciate that. So if you're worried about high cholesterol, I would not, because cholesterol can actually go up and down all the time. It's all based on your lifestyle and whether you actually are an insulin resistant person or not. What brand of electrolyte do you use? I have the link on my profile bio for the one I take. It is a mixture of magnesium, electrolytes, and all trace minerals in it. That's the ideal form that you need to take. I don't buy anything such as electrolyte drink where they're all being man-made. A lot of the man-made stuff out there, they have natural flavors, they have excitotoxins, they have chemicals in them. So the after effect and the back end, what happens in your body, it could cause inflammation. So you guys gotta stay away from a lot of that crap and focus on taking certain things that aren't being touched or aren't messes or aren't messed by like let's say man-made or corporation. Man-made poison, it's true. Yeah, so make sure you keep it as natural as possible. So that's why some of the supplements I have on the website aren't heavily processed at all. Is lion's mane any good? It's good for relaxation, good for cognition. Should I go on just a meat diet? Why not? It doesn't hurt. I've been on it for 10 plus years now. I get a lot of the stuff mine. I have the links on my website directly from Australia. What's your suggestion to check when you're doing blood work? What's your suggestion to check when there's a list? It depends on your goal. There's a list for blood work to get done. And usually if you're doing something, let's say heart disease or cholesterol or anything like that, I do find out whether there's oxidation, there's soft plaque, you have adrenal issues, you have underactive thyroid, overactive thyroid. So these are the biomarkers that I'd like to actually find out to see if you're actually doing good or not. So all that stuff kind of makes a huge difference. And I know, guys, you guys been asking me about Chilajit for a very long time. Finally, I found a company. I just received their certificate of analysis. They look so good. I talked to them. They're gonna send me a sample. So I can't wait till I get the sample. I'm hoping I get it this week, and I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna give you guys my full feedback on it, and I think that would be like a proper Chilajit that you guys want to try, and I think it'll be worth it. But because everything so far looks super clean, so I can't wait till I try it and let you know, guys, know what I think of it. Do you believe that fruits are better for the body than eating vegetables? 100%. It depends whatever is in season. Not just eating fruits every day is gonna make you healthy. It depends whether in season, and everything there's a reason why it's in seasons. Please name for some Bollywood. So yes, all whatever is the season. Hope you're doing well. Hey Sam, thanks so much. I'm doing all right. So far so good. Please repeat the magnesium again. So it's called magnesium ionic chloride. I have the link on my profile bio. You can actually view it. Guys, give me some. I'm trying to brighten my screen. I don't know why it's going so dimmed. This is terrible. I don't know why. So I know I've been getting a lot of questions, and some of the questions are a lot of it is repeated. But if you guys get a chance, you can always download my cheat book. I know it has in the cheat book that I created, it has about 100 different symptoms, but I'm adding more to it, and I'm trying to kind of keep it. Keep in mind in my cheat book, there's I talk about supplements, I talk about herbs, I talk about biohacking, I talk about unlisted supplementation from peptides to other animal products. You guys should definitely check it out. And whoever downloads it will, any future updates will continue getting them for free as well too. So definitely, you guys check it out if you get a chance. In the meantime, you guys can see what I'm doing right now. Let's switch the camera. Maybe the screen will change because so dark for some reason. There you go. You don't have to see my foot. It's been really, really hot and sunny. How the hell do I brighten my screen? I can't even get it bright enough. Here, let's set this down so you guys can watch it. Yeah, none, Jade. There's none, no fires or nothing, which is nice. Hopefully stays like that. What about you? Hey, say hello to Sharon as well for me. Your own piece of heaven on earth, 100%. It's a beautiful place. Things are getting moving along slowly. There's so many things to finish. Sometimes it's not enough time, and sometimes we get exhausted. You can only perform so many hours throughout the day, and after that, it's just you get exhausted. It's like you don't want to do any more work. You just want to take it easy and relax. And yeah, hopefully it stays nice and warm like this, and hopefully there's no fires or anything, because it makes it very, very. You must take time for yourself and enjoy life too. Oh, 100%. Like sometimes I look around, like I'm trying to finish so many things, JD, and I'm like, okay, if friends come or family come, at least it's all clean, and because I hate things to be messy. And sometimes I look around, I'm like, damn, I work so hard, and at the end of the day, I never really get a chance to enjoy anything, or even I haven't even taken my ATV or nothing. And so definitely want to do that, enjoy some time. I was gonna actually go hiking today with Duke, and the weather has been very, very hot. So maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna do that tomorrow. No, I haven't gone fishing with that weather. I don't know if I can go fishing. I have to go like early, early morning. I need to go like early morning, probably like before 4 o'clock. But I'm waiting for one more piece to come in tomorrow, so I can install my full water tank and test everything out. If everything tests out good with the water, then my mind is at ease. Then I can start to kind of enjoy and work on other things very, very slowly. As long as everything that I'm doing right now is all like wintered, corrected, correctly and all that, then I can start kind of enjoying the time a little bit better. That's what paradise looks like. It is. It is 100%. That's what paradise should be. And I have as you can see, I have so much wood here. All pieces of the wood that I cut out. So I'm gonna actually start. I can't really probably start a fire. I think there's already a fire ban. So I'm gonna just store them, cut them up into small pieces and store them up. So however it comes up here, then we can actually have a fire. like some bars and stuff. Because my family hasn't decided whether they're gonna come in August or not. They're still gonna wait till the last week. So if they don't come down, I might maybe go for like a week to Calgary. We'll see. Can I come over anytime? Anytime, D. Anytime. Let me know when. And I think next year when I have my little tiny other place, I think it'll be good. But yeah, anytime, you guys. You just have to have everything set up correctly. Everything will be good. Hi, can hibiscus help with high blood pressure? Hibiscus is more of a blood sugar regulation, not so much of high blood pressure. Okay, but keep in mind, blood sugar plays a role with high blood pressure. Too much blood sugar causes coagulation. Coagulation causes high blood pressure. No, none, JD. I haven't. It's funny. Yeah, the first 2 days when I came here, she was up here across from me, kind of putting signs and working and doing a whole bunch of stuff. And after that, I haven't seen her since then. Like I hear her truck driving back and forth with her little trailer, but she doesn't come up here. Her sign fell off. She still have the spray bottle. Everything is like she just left them there for me to look at every morning when I sit and I look over. It's crazy. It's crazy. Do you recommend a tea for high blood pressure? You can try a green tea. You can try hawthorn. They're not gonna fix your blood pressure. They're just gonna ease it off a bit. No way, man. There's a current in the middle of the forest. Yeah, unfortunately there is, but I don't see her often. I only saw her the first 2 days, and that's it. But what I'm gonna do, JD, I'm gonna take the fence that I have in the bottom because I have extra fences in the bottom. I'm gonna take the fence on the bottom and actually extend them all the way to the edge of the land on this side. So this way it's like right there. Oh, no worries, JD. Things happen. It's all good. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take the fence and put it up there and just on the edges. So this way, at least the whole section is kind of covered. Mine. How can someone bother you and all that? There's always somebody. There's always somebody, no matter where you go. Good man, would you rather live there in a town? And good man, would you rather live there or in a town, and why? I'd rather live here. Sometimes I think what happened is with a lot of us, being in the city for so many years and working every day, 8 hours, 10 hours, or 12 hours driving and all that stuff. You get fed up with it that, at some point you do want to go someplace and actually just have a peace of mind and relax and maybe start focus on your own. And I always look at things, the way I look at it is, how can you heal in a place that made you sick? So you always have to kind of move away from that. We do miss you, Sharon, and I miss you guys too. Yeah, JD and Sharon, you guys, be expecting you guys to come up here. So I'm counting on it to see you guys this year. Um, Fair enough, man. Agreed. Nature is always nature to natural to human. 100%. Do you like JoJo's? No, it is 100%. You have to. You have to enjoy life too, right? We can't always be living in a city. You live in a city, you can only do. You live in a city, you're almost gonna become accustomed to it. That you're not really gonna make things here. The nice thing is living off, like I would call it off grid or your own land. Um, there's so many things to be done. You will never be able to finish everything like you do in a city. You might maybe get home, park your car in the garage, go inside the house, okay, clean the house, do your dishes, eat and sleep. And you repeat that same cycle over and over again. But when you actually live on a farm or live on an acreage or live off a grid, there's so many things to be done on a daily basis that you'll never actually get bored because you never do the same thing over and over again. There's always something you have to do, something you have to look after. But the same time is the little things that's actually given to us, from water to electricity to septic to all that stuff. Just we never really think about it. And when you actually live in a acreage, you have to become even more dependable, because you have to know where your water comes in, how your septic tank works, how to kind of make sure you have clean water, and a lot of other things, right? So you always have to kind of look out for these things. You're on your own. You depend on your own. Whether you hurt yourself or not, you have to depend on your own. I do have running water, yes. So that's how you have to do it. So it's never like you rely on somebody to come and take your garbage. It's never that you're gonna rely on somebody to come and cut your grass or anything like that. You're doing everything yourself by hand, and sometimes we do need that, because that's the only way we can stay moving. Because us as a human, we're not meant to actually just sit idle, and that's why we all end up getting so many diseases, and we end up getting sick. So we constantly have to move. And when we get sick, what do? An average person goes and sees a doctor. But guess what? The medication they give you, all that synthetic material they give you, they actually make you sicker. They don't actually save a life. They don't actually heal you. They don't actually cure you, because you're not deficient in these synthetic supplements, right? So it's food. It's the food you eat. Best way to stay grounded and connected. Oh, 100%, 100%. 100% it is. So we always have to look at food as healing, look at the environment as healing. The air we breathe, when you're grounded, the food that we consume. Like I have a JD right now, he's watching. He went on a carnivore diet for how long now? 3 weeks. He's already down, so many pounds. The blood pressure is already being stable. So it's all in the food we consume, and we have to actually stop consuming food and utilizing food as entertainment. We should just actually use food to actually fulfill missing gaps in our bodies. Will the breath booster help raise SP? Yes, it does. The percentage, it does, Steven. Did you get yours? I did send out an email. They did actually have a sale. Um, there was a sale on it, so I sent out a whole thing on it. But it does actually enhance ejection fraction as well too, for the heart. Self-reliance is something that has been taken with time, so-called civilization society. Oh, 100%, 100%. And we need to actually take that back. We need to actually change things. I love bread, so stick with like sour bread or something, because bread has a lot of anti-nutrient effect. As long as you're actually fulfilling a lot of missing gaps, you should be fine. You say that can't living what it makes you sick. Um, so what makes you think you can actually heal in the same place that got you sick? So if you got sick, and let's say you live in a city and you're constantly being sick, or you got sick with something, let's say heart disease or issues, the moment you move, that's when you're gonna actually heal yourself, because now you're happier, you're grounded, you're actually more fulfilled. So there's a lot of things we have to look into. Um, so always look at that. So if I was in Calgary, living in Calgary, and I've always been stressed, and you always have to actually worry about mortgage and payment and so many different things, and you start to actually stress all the time. Every day is a freaking stress. So the moment you leave to a place where you feel relaxed and everything, you might not have your whole family beside you, but you're healing. You've healed your body. They ache to it. Same as doing the same thing, expecting different results. 100%. And it doesn't hurt to try many different places, guys. Like, don't get me wrong. I've been overseas. I lived overseas. I've been in Canada back and forth, and went back to overseas. And sometimes you spend so much money, and sometimes you do so many things, and you lose years of your life, and you always come back to realize that, hey, this is not the right place for me, because that place is making me sick. It's toxic. Even thought you might have people around you that loves you and all that stuff, but you don't feel good. At the end of the day, we cannot just be doing things for other people to be satisfied. You almost have to do things for yourself to feel satisfied. If you're not happy and you're not satisfied, what's the point of living? You're always going to say yes to the other person, but you never say yes to yourself. I'm very close to Ball Lake. Where's Ball Lake? Ball Lake. Same as doing, agreed. Will the breath work help? Yes. Ball Lake. Is that in Canada? I'll have I'll have to check on that Ball Lake. I don't know why my phone is dying. This sucks. Let me go plug it in. Even thought I had it plugged in. Like sometimes I don't. I dropped the phone 3 times, so the charger is kind of a little bit loose. So sometimes if it's not plugged in correctly, it doesn't charge for some reason. Oh, here, let's plug it in. Give me a second, guys, because we've only been talking for like 40 minutes. It's already dead. Drinking cold water bad for health? It's not whether it's bad. Your body has to work twice as hard to actually get it into room temperature or body temperature, right? So sometimes you shock the body, but sometimes we do need it just because we need to kind of cool down a bit. But technically, it doesn't really cool you down. It actually causes more of an issue. I'm in Canada, Susan. Just gonna get some water. Oh, you're in Alberta? I was in Alberta. I'm in BC right now, Susan. What about in Alberta? I lived in Alberta for like almost 20 some years, 28 years. Well, I'm still living there, but I'm kind of trying to actually stay here in BC once I get everything going correctly. I will test out this winter, see how the water goes and everything. Hey, John, is there a health benefits between dry fasting and water fasting? If you're gonna do dry fasting, so the only time I would recommend dry fasting only if a person has H. pylori, and that's the only time I've given the okay to actually do dry fast, because this way your body start to actually clear out your cells and force a rejuvenation. And technically, the body does not require water to actually survive. But yeah, that's the only difference I would use. Is it gonna benefit? It does have some slight benefit. But a lot of people can handle. They end up losing balance and dizzy because they lose a lot of water too. But it is a good detoxifier. And sometimes you can use it as a chelation therapy.
Channel 1.
I think it's too much wind outside maybe or something. I have the sensor on it too high. For smoothies, are there fruits that shouldn't be mixed? Like I heard shouldn't mix mango with banana. Who told you that? If you're gonna mix it anyway, either or, when you mix them either way is gonna actually raise your insulin. It's whether maybe you have too much of an insulin spike or not. What's the difference between the vitamin D, D2, and well, there's only you can actually buy vitamin D3. Vitamin D2 and other ones it's not gonna be found. It's mostly a conversion from different foods you consume. Best time to take turmeric and coenzyme Q10. So coenzyme Q10, because it does have anticoagulant effect. Same with turmeric. So I would take a coenzyme Q10 at night, sometimes before sleeping. It does act as an anticoagulant. Turmeric is better to take it. Don't take it too late at night because it's actually sometimes hard on the liver to be processed. Better to take it probably with first meal of the day. But yeah, when you take the turmeric, kind of monitor your body changes. If there's any changes in the body, such as inflammation or any aches and pains in the bones or joints. Because keep in mind, some people don't do very well on it, and some people do. So just kind of keep an eye on that. But coenzyme Q10 better to be consumed with last meal of the day. Because your body uses most of its energy at night to actually heal the body. If it doesn't have enough energy for the mitochondria, it'll end up struggling at night. And that's why sometimes we get, let's say, we don't get a good enough night of sleep. My dog gets highs when I cook with turmeric. Yeah, like I said, not all turmeric are good for you. You just have to kind of be careful what you use and how you take it. Some people end up getting like aches and pains in their joints. So guys, watch my video later on, probably today. I'm gonna be making some chocolate mousse. It's actually really, really good. It is carnivore safe, if you guys are interested in knowing. But make sure you have to get 3 eggs boiled. So boil 3 eggs. Usually what I do is I put them in the freezer once I boil them and they're actually cooked. So this way they're nice and chilled. And avocado mousse is good too. Avocado are not bad. The only reason I don't like avocado, there's a reason for that. You cannot actually overuse it in the blender. You can actually oxidize the monounsaturated fats, unfortunately. That's the only reason I don't like it. But I've done a lot of chocolate mousse with it and everything. It's just the problem with it is just the oxidization. I took turmeric at night with hot water before bedtime. Chocolate got my attention. Yeah, it's gonna be good. I use 100% cacao and 100% cocoa butter to actually do it. Squish it with a fork. You could do that, but it's not gonna be as fluffy or as fine as you doing it in a blender sometimes. Sometimes you have to do it with a blender because you want it to be a little bit airy as well. And the blender, you have to actually use the pulse, because if you don't use the pulse, you can actually oxidize as well a lot of the stuff. So always pulse the stuff. I never use a blender. I just got here what we're talking about. We're just talking about some chocolate mousse with some boiled eggs. That's true, but there are decent blenders that don't heat the food up. True. It's all based on the fraction, whether they use actually certain speed or not. But it's always good to actually pulse it no matter what, because sometimes a lot of the blades out there, when you actually just keep your finger on them, they actually heat up. And if they heat up, you could actually oxidize anything that is polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fats. You're only going to oxidize probably 10-15%, not the whole thing, but still. Eating rocket salad, cheers to that. I just had some from my little greenhouse. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll have some probably for this month and next month, and after that I'm good for a whole year. I probably won't have any unless I won't be able to grow anymore outside. I need to reduce that sensor so it picks up every single little wind. PD Puff, thanks so much for the gift. Cheers to that. Thank you, Leslie. Do you taste the egg? I can't imagine. No, you don't. There's zero egg taste whatsoever. Zero egg taste. So the way I do it is, technically, a lot of people, technically, I've seen some recipes where everybody sometimes they uses coconut cream, but the problem with coconut cream, first of all, is heavily processed. Second of all, they put a lot of emulsifier in it. And third of all, it is in a can. And fourth of all, it actually becomes more of a coconut flavor. So the way I do mine, I do 3 boiled eggs. I put 2 tablespoons of 100% cacao and roughly about, I would say about 4 or 5 tablespoons of cocoa butter melted. And you have 2 options. You can either put a teaspoon or a tablespoon of raw unpasteurized honey, or you can put glycine or D-ribose. See, the glycine and the D-ribose, they're amino acid, and the other one is a type of sugar molecule that it does not conflict with your insulin, so it's really good for diabetes. But the nice thing is about it, it does actually, that's how it makes your chocolate mousse a little bit on a sweet taste without actually causing insulin spike. And you actually blend them all together for about 30 seconds to about a minute till it's nice and actually fluffy. Put it in the fridge or put it in the freezer after that, and it's delicious chocolate mousse. Seriously. The blender can mess with the food too, or did not understand. Yes, it does if it heats up. Where do you recommend starting out to find that deficiency in? What deficiencies? Everybody has a deficiency no matter what. So you gotta start with taking trace minerals ASAP. I'm gonna try to do the video on it, Jade and Miss Cosmo, and hopefully I can record all of it. What was that to make things sweet? I just got back on here. So you have two options. One is called D-ribose. The other one is called glycine. Glycine is an amino acid that people use it to actually help relax the body. But the nice thing is with the glycine, it does have a sweet taste to it, or a sweet flavor. So definitely that would be like the ideal and the most, let's say, affordable way, cheapest way, and it does not spike your insulin. So anybody who's actually doing like a low carb diet, they don't want to spike their insulin, they can actually use glycine. How to reduce calcium level? Increase your magnesium or take borax. Ever heard of ashwagandha? I took it 3 years ago and it ruined me. I'm still trying to recover. Of course I've heard of it. And the problem with ashwagandha, if you don't actually cycle the product correctly, you can actually have adrenal fatigue, and probably you have adrenal fatigue and high cortisol, and that's why you're still struggling. I actually learned in your TikTok. Wow, thanks. Did not know that about the blender. Yeah, anytime. I'll teach you guys a lot of things. What about monk fruit for the mousse? Yes, you can use monk fruit. You can use monk fruit. There's two types of monk fruits. If you actually go to the store and buy it, make sure it is a greenish color. That means because it is a plant base that has not been processed. If you find the white color, that means it's actually synthetic. So you guys have to be careful. So I have to turn the alarm off. It just keeps going off. Guys, I'll say another 10 minutes because I have a meeting here soon. But yeah, monk fruit works good. So you have monk fruit, you have glycine, you have D-ribose. Some people like erythritol. The problem is with erythritol, there have been a study that it could cause heart attacks, stroke. So what I've noticed after doing testing on it, it does actually increase your lipoprotein small a. It's not a big deal if you use it in moderation. There's xylitol. Xylitol is good, but it does have a very powerful antibacterial. Yes, I have no emotions, brain fog, fatigue, low libido. I tried every diet and supplement. Yeah, start taking some L-theanine so you can actually shut off your cortisol. It's just you have a cortisol issue. That's all it is. Once you actually fix that, then you can actually fix your adrenals and start taking some magnesium. You should not be using a lot of this stuff. Monk fruit, yes, monk fruit is actually works not bad, and it does not spike your insulin at all. It's another good product to use instead of using, let's say, regular sugar, especially if you're diabetic. Anybody that is diabetic is best to actually take that. Would be ideal. This way you never really spike your insulin. How much L-theanine, or does it vary according? L-theanine, you actually have to take it based on how you feel. Like, whether you want to take 200 milligrams every 3-4 hours, or you want to take 400 to 1,000 milligrams. Your body can handle up to 20,000 milligrams daily without any side effect whatsoever. So definitely you could. So once you notice your mind is playing tricks on you, or you're getting angry very, very fast, or anything like that, grab yourself some L-theanine, and take it, especially anybody with has cortisol. As soon as you wake up, it is ideal to actually take a teaspoon in the morning, or maybe take like a capsule of anywhere 200 to 600 milligrams in the morning. This is how you can shut off your cortisol levels. So it does actually work really good, and it does actually support your adrenal. So there's my L-theanine, for example. I get everything in powder because I'm actually testing it. I don't find it works as good of Canprev. Canprev is a Canadian company. They actually source their product all from Germany in the UK. Very, very clean product. This one is actually powdered. It's a new company that I'm actually testing, but it looks like they actually import their products from China. So the problem is it could be low grade. Even thought I did check their certificate of analysis. It's still a low grade quality. So after I'm done that tube, I don't think I'm going to use it anymore. And then you do get L-theanine in green tea. That is going to help with brain fog as well too, which is excellent. Okay, guys, I'll take one more question. Then I'll have to call it a day because I do have a meeting coming up here in about 20 minutes, just so I can be ready for the meeting. And look out for my video on how to make the chocolate mousse. Is going to be posted on YouTube. How long to have L-theanine to get benefits? You start to get benefits with L-theanine within like 24 to 48 hours of using it. Did you make the pizza? No, I didn't get a chance to make the pizza. I bought the flour, sourdough flour, but I have not had a chance to try it. Was going to do it on Saturday with you guys, but did not do it. So we're going to do a video. I got to do a video. Well, not a video. I want to do it live and actually do like a pizza on a wood stove. Love organic green tea, 2 cups a day. Cheers to that. Make sure you continue drinking it because it's one of the best things for arterial flexibility. How long to take L-theanine? Sourdough flour, what's that? So it's fermented flour without the anti-nutrient effect, pretty much. Haven't had the flour for 10 years, so I'm going to give it a shot and see if I actually can enjoy the pizza for my cheat day. Every day, yes, you got to take the L-theanine form every single day. And after that, you can actually start to kind of adjust back and forth based on how you feel. So, yeah, guys, L-theanine is going to be your ultimate product to actually consume. I should take my niacin. I haven't taken any niacin today to get my little flush effect. Too bad you buy this powder stuff. It's nice because it doesn't have anything added to it, like no gelatin capsules or nothing, but the problem is if the quality is not the best, it's not really great. So it's dry flour. Never heard of that. Normally sourdough is made with a sourdough starter. It is the dry flour. It's sprouted and it's already has the ingredients for sourdough. I don't know how they keep it dry, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. Miss Cosmo, it's my first time, finding it and looking into it. So I'm going to give it a shot on Saturday. I'll let you know how I feel, guys. I know today is still Monday, early week. Yeah, you can actually, if you go to my website, you can actually see the L-theanine I use from iHerb, the one I like. I've tested most of the ones out there, and the only ones I kind of put it under my supplements and gear is just the ones I actually trust, and I've seen their certificate of analysis. So you can definitely get some from there. They usually come in a 200 milligram capsule, but don't be afraid to take 400 or 600 milligrams. You can, shut off your monkey brain if you have a monkey brain. If you have cortisol, you have foggy brain, all that stuff will get shut off. Yeah, English tea has no benefits. Zero benefit. Man-made product. You want to drink tea? Drink tea that actually has benefit. That can actually give you something in return. What we're looking for is mostly polyphenols. In a green tea, you have EGCG as a polyphenol. And I did a video on YouTube. I think I put it on TikTok. I did show more than 24 different scientific studies done on EGCG from green tea and the major benefit of it. So definitely check it out. That is worth it. Guys, I do have to get going. I got like about 10 minutes to go here. So what I'll do is we'll come back tomorrow and we'll continue our chat. Patricia, try to look for matcha green tea if you want. It has much higher levels of EGCG in it. If not, I'm currently testing one right now. I just got it last week. Very expensive. Was not expecting to actually pay that much. Let's see. So I bought this whole bag of green tea. Ended up cost me a freaking $100, to be honest with you, because it got stopped on customs and customs wouldn't release it here, and I ended up finding I had to actually pay too much for it. Interesting, Maurice, there are loads of studies that they say black tea is good for you. Black tea as well as fermented black tea, yes. But I was talking more in regards to green tea when I did the studies on. But this is one of the green tea I got from Botanicals, Jasmine Pearl green tea. I don't know how good it is. Black tea is oxidized, fermented, and the process makes it healthy, 100%, and it's good for your gut bacteria. So this is the green tea that I have. They're actually they come in little circles. They're like hand rolled from Japan. Oh, black tea is English tea? I didn't know that. Thanks for clarifying that, Miss Cosma. I didn't know that. I thought black, English tea is just your regular tea you buy from like the local stores. Because here in local stores, when you go to, you can see them in packages and it says English tea on it. So I never really bothered to kind of look at the ingredients exactly. I do have to stop taking the fruit flavored teas, 100%. Thanks so much for sharing that. Yeah. Guys, I do have to get going. I got like 10 minutes to go here. We'll definitely chat later on, and you guys have a nice evening. And we'll go from there. Cheers.